I sat down at the piano, the one we bought for cheap, from a widow on Craigslist who said, "This old thing can barely keep a tune, but it's got heart, and that's what matters in the end." I didn't know then I'd be playing songs that wouldn't mend. The middle C is sticky, it sticks like a broken sigh. Every time I press it down, I think of your goodbye. The way your voice cracked on the word forever before you said can't stay. That note hangs in the air like dust, refusing to decay. These are tears in the key of you, a melody of grief, every chord a memory, every rest a disbelief. The major keys are memories of when we laughed and danced. The minor keys are all the chances we never got. The trance of loving you in music and rhythm and in rhyme. Tears in the key of you, playing borrowed time. I try to write a new song, something happy, something bright, but my fingers kept returning to the notes that held your light. G sharp was your favorite, you said it sounded like the rain. Now every time I play it, I'm playing through the pain. I compose a requiem for us and for a time and see, but the bridge can modulate into the key where you used to love me. The sheet music is covered in eraser marks and tears. I've been writing this goodbye for 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. These are tears in the key of you, a melody of grief, every chord a memory, every rest a disbelief. The major keys are memories of when we laughed and danced. The minor keys are all the chances we never got. The trance of loving you in music and rhythm and in rhyme. Tears in the key of you, playing borrowed time. My music teacher told me, son, you gotta change the key. You can't keep playing in the same one, it's not setting you free. You gotta transpose the melody, find a different scale, or you'll be playing the same sad song until your fingers fail. But how do you transpose a memory? How do you change the key of the night? You said I love you for the first time quietly. How do you find a new chord for the shape of a face in the dark? Some keys are permanent, some songs leave a permanent mark. These are tears in the key of you, and I've learned to play them well. I've memorized the fingerings of every note that fell from your lips, from your laughter, from the silence of your leaving. I've composed a symphony of sorrow, of all my disbelieving. Tears in the key of you, and I'll play it until I die. The saddest song I ever learned, the one that makes me cry. I sat down at the piano, the one we bought for cheap. My fingers found the middle C, the one that makes me weep. And I played the melody of us from beginning to the end. Tears in the key of you, my only, my always, my permanent amen. Tears in the key of you, every note a prayer, every rest a breath, every chord a dare. To love you still, to love you always, to love you in the only key I know. Tears in the key of you. I found it in the back of my closet, behind the winter coats, a little cardboard matchbox from that diner on the coast, where we stopped that rainy evening, waiting for the storm to pass. You drew a heart on a napkin, I still have it in the glass, but the matches rattled softly when I picked it up today, like little wooden coffins for the words we didn't say. I almost threw it in the trash, almost let it go, but my fingers wouldn't listen to the things my mind should know. It's just a matchbox of memories, little sticks I'll never strike, every one a moment that I'm still holding tight. The ticket stubs, the flattened penny, the receipt from that first night, all the tiny evidence that you were once in my life. I keep them in a matchbox, safe from wind and rain. These little flames I won't ignite, these little fires of pain. Matchbox of memories I carry in my chest. The only heat I get from you is loving you in rest. There's a guitar pick you left here, said it was your lucky one. A Polaroid of us that summer, laughing in the sun. A seashell from that weekend when we drove out to the shore. You said you loved me longer than the waves could ever roar. I folded up your note that said, I'm sorry, I just can't. Tucked it in the matchbox with the sand from where we danced. I know I should burn them all, strike each memory and watch it fade, but some things are meant for fire, some debts aren't repaid. It's just a matchbox of memories, little sticks I'll never strike, every one a moment that I'm still holding tight. The ticket stubs, the flattened penny, the receipt from that first night, all the tiny evidence that you were once in my life. I keep them in a matchbox, safe from wind and rain. These little flames I won't ignite, these little fires of pain. Matchbox of memories I carry in my chest. The only heat I get from you is loving you in rest. Sometimes late at night I open it and spread them on the floor, every tiny artifact of what we were before. I could light them one by one, watch the paper curl and burn, but then what would I have left of you when it's my turn? I know they're just things, just objects, just debris, but they're all the proof I have that you were real to me. And holding on to matches I'll never strike, is it some kind of hell? But letting go of you completely would hurt me worse than holding still. So I'll keep this matchbox of memories, little sticks I'll never strike, every one a moment that I'm still holding tight. The broken watch, the movie stub, the letter you never signed, all the tiny evidence of a love I can't rewind. I'll keep them in a matchbox, safe from wind and rain. These little flames I won't ignite, these little fires of pain. Matchbox of memories I carry in my chest. The only heat I get from you is loving you in rest. Someday I might open it and find the matches crumbled. Someday I might wake up and find my heart unhumbled. Someday I might strike one and watch the past burn bright, and finally let the darkness claim the edges of the light. But today I heard them rattling and held them to my ear, the sound of tiny coffins, the sound of yesteryear. Matchbox of memories, I'll keep you on the shelf. Matchbox of memories, the only wealth I have left is this matchbox of memories, and the courage not we almost did. I've been studying this craft for years, apprentice to the grief, mastering the techniques of disbelief. First you learn to hold the lost, to cup it in your hands. Then you learn to speak about it, to meet its demands. Next you learn to sleep alone, to conquer half the bed. You learn to stop reaching for a body that's already fled. You learn to eat a meal for one, to set a single plate. These are the fundamentals of this terrible estate. This is the art of losing you, the craft I never wanted, a curriculum of absence, a syllabus of haunted. I've earned my degree in missing you, my PhD in pain, but no amount of mastery can bring you back again. The art of losing you is a masterpiece of grief, and I am its reluctant, it's permanent, it's cheap. Advanced coursework, anniversaries, birthdays, and songs. They used to make us dance, now make me feel like I don't belong in a world where you exist, but not with me, not here. I've learned to smile through the shattering, to swallow all the fear. I've learned to drive past your new street without slowing down the car. I've learned to not look up your name, to not wonder where you are. I've learned to pack away your things in boxes in the attic. These are the advanced techniques of a heart that's systematic. This is the art of losing you, the craft I never wanted, a curriculum of absence, a syllabus of haunted. I've earned my degree in missing you, my PhD in pain, but no amount of mastery can bring you back again. The art of losing you is a masterpiece of grief, and I am its reluctant, it's permanent, it's cheap. But the cruelest lesson, the final exam I can't pass, is learning to forget the sound of your laugh in the glass of our kitchen window, the way it would echo and ring. Some losses are not skills you learn, they're just permanent things. You can't perfect the art of losing someone you still need. You can only perfect the hiding, the silence, the speed with which you change the subject when someone speaks your name. The art of losing you is just learning to carry the flame. Of living with broken seams. I've been studying this craft for years, apprentice to the grief, mastering the techniques of disbelief. But some lessons can't be learned, some skills can't be acquired. The art of losing you is the art of never being retired. From the work of missing you, from the labor of the lost. The art of losing you is the art of counting cost and finding that no currency, no mastery, no skill can purchase your master of this permanent elegy. The art of losing you is the only art I know, and I paint it every morning in the colors of your ghost dance. I moved it to the corner, pushed it out of natural light. Thought if I couldn't see it every day, I might survive the night. But the room rearranges itself around that empty space, like a mouth that's lost a tooth, like a clock without a face. The cushion still remembers the shape of where you'd rest, your body pressed into the fabric like a bird against its nest. I tried to fluff it back to flat, erase the dent you made. But some impressions are too deep, some marks will never fade. The chair you sat in still sits there, though you never sit there now. A throne without a monarch, a vow without a vow. I catch myself just staring at the arm where your hand used to lay, and I swear sometimes I see you there, then you blink away. The chair you sat in holds the air like lungs hold on to breath, and I'm learning how to live beside this furniture of death. My mother said just get rid of it, donate it to the thread. She doesn't understand, it's not the wood, it's not the gift, it's the way the afternoon sun fell across your reading face. It's the sound of pages turning, it's the peace inside that space. It's where you told me you were sick, it's where I held your hand. It's where you said I'm scared, and I said I always understand. It's where you fell asleep that night, the book still on your chest. The last night you were really mine, before you chose to rest. The chair you sat in still sits there, though you'll never sit there now. A throne without a monarch, a vow without a vow. I catch myself just staring at the arm where your hand used to lay, and I swear sometimes I see you there, then you blink away. The chair you sat in holds the air like lungs hold on to breath, and I'm learning how to live beside this furniture of death. One night I drank too much wine, sat down in it myself, felt the hollow of your absence, a museum on a shelf. I closed my eyes and pretended I was you and you were me, that the one who left was sitting and the one who stayed was free. But the cushion doesn't fit me, it was built for smaller bones. It was built for your particular way of turning stones into something soft and holy, into somewhere safe to land. And I am just a visitor in the hollow of your hand. The chair you sat in, I have learned, is not a chair at all. It's an altar to the moments before I watched you fall. It's It's a confession of silence. It's a pew in an empty church. It's a splinter in my finger that I cannot bear to search. The chair you sat in still sits here, and here it will remain, a monument to joy, a reliquary for pain. I moved it back to the window where the afternoon sun falls, where it catches on the fabric and illuminates the walls. And I sat across from it today with my coffee and my tea, and I held a conversation with the ghost of you and me. The chair you sat in, still waiting, still holding, still believing, like me. January came and quiet, just a whisper of your name. I thought I heard your key in the lock, just a gust of wind and rain. February dragged its feet, the shortest month felt long. Every song on every station was a ship that I was on. March arrived with muddy boots and ruined my new rug, but I left the stain there on the floor, the only proof of us. April tried to fool me with the sun and budding trees, but your shadow walked beside me underneath the blossom trees. And the year you left was the longest year I've ever lived. Every season brought a memory that my heart couldn't forgive. Spring was your jacket on the hook, summer was your skin, autumn was the way you'd rake the leaves and pull me in. Winter was the coldest night for snow or ice or sleep, but because you weren't beside me in the passenger seat, the year you left, the earth kept turning, the world kept spinning round, but I was standing still there waiting for a sound that never came and never will. And the year you left me still, May forgot to bring the warmth, I wore your sweater anyway. June was full of weddings, I cried through every one-night stay. July was fireworks alone, the neighbors thought I died. I sat out on the porch and watched the colors paint the sky. August dried the grass to brown, the garden went to seed. I used to grow the things you love, now I just grow weeds. September crept in slowly, the way you used to wake, soft and barely moving for the morning's sake. And the year you left was the longest year I've ever lived. Every season brought a memory that my heart couldn't forgive. Spring was your jacket on the hook, summer was your skin, autumn was the way you'd rake the leaves and pull me in. Winter was the coldest night for snow or ice or sleep, but because you weren't beside me in the passenger seat, the year you left, the earth kept turning, the world kept spinning around, but I was standing still there waiting for a sound that never came, that never will. In the year you left me still, October painted all the trees in red and gold and brown, the colors that you love the most, I watched them falling down. November brought the early dark, I left the curtains wide, hoping you might see the light and come back to my side. December came with tinsel and fake cheer and crowded streets. I smiled at all the parties, but my pulse had no more beats. And when the ball dropped, when the clock struck 12 the kitchen, still in love with you. Because the year you left was the longest year I've ever lived. Every season brought a memory that my heart couldn't forgive. I thought the new year would bring peace, would turn the page for me, but January 2nd felt the same as January 3. The calendar moved forward, but my heart stayed in the past. Trapped inside the year I lost you, trapped inside the last. The year you left, the years keep passing, the years keep coming round, but I'm still standing frozen on the day you left this town. The day you walked away from me, the day you made your choice. The year you left is the only year I hear in your voice. It's been 3 years, 5 years, maybe more. I lost count of the months, I've lost track of the door, but somewhere inside me the clock still says that day. The hour you walked out, the minute it was too late. The year you left, I'm still living in the year you left. Still wearing January like a scar upon my chest. Still measuring my life in seasons before and after. Still drowning in the silence of your laughter. The year you left didn't end when December did. The year you left is every year I've lived since you left. I finally did it yesterday. Stripped the sheets from off the bed, the ones you slept on one last time, the pillow where you laid your head. I held the fabric to my face, inhaled deep, held my breath. The last remaining evidence that you had loved me left. 3 weeks of sleeping in the sand, of breathing you in deep. 3 weeks of lying wide awake when I should have been asleep. But the laundry basket overflowed, the hamper couldn't close, and every shirt I tried to wear still smelled like your cologne. I'm washing you, sent away today, scrubbing you from the threads, pouring detergent on the proof of everything we said. The water swirls, the cycle turns, your fragrance goes down the drain. I'm standing here in silence, trying not to go insane. I'm washing your scent away, and it feels like killing you, but the alternative is holding on, and I don't know what else to do. I found your hoodie in the closet, the one you always stole, the gray one with the broken zip, the one that held your soul. I pressed it to my face so hard I thought I'd bruise my skin. 3 years since you left it here, and still you're scent within. I should've washed it years ago, should've let the fragrance fade, but I was terrified that losing smell meant losing what we made. So I kept it in a plastic bag, still tied against the air, a time capsule of your presence, a relic of my prayer. I'm washing your scent away today, scrubbing you from the threads, pouring detergent on the proof of everything we said. The water swirls, the cycle turns, your fragrance goes down the drain. I'm standing here in silence, trying not to go insane. I'm washing your scent away, and it feels like killing you, but the alternative is holding on, and I don't know what else to do. The machine hums a requiem, a eulogy of steam. I watch the window fog up, watch the bubbles chase a dream, and I think about the chemistry, the molecules that rise, that carry you to atmosphere, to water, to the skies. Will you rain down on someone else, on some stranger smell your skin? Will they wonder where this fragrance came from, where it's always been? Or will you just evaporate, become the empty air, the way you did the day you left, the way you did my prayer? I've washed your scent away, and the hoodie smells like soap, neutral, clean, anonymous, a final fragile hope that I open it. The warm spills to the floor, I pull the hoodie out and hold it. Not like I did before, it smells like fabric softener, like cotton, like the sun. But somewhere in my memory, your scent is not yet done. I'll breathe you in imagination, I'll conjure you from it. Because washing you from fabric, can I wash you from my prayer? It would be easier if you were cruel, if you lied and cheated, if you'd taken all the money and left me feeling cheated. It would be simpler to hate you, to build a wall of rage, if you screamed and slammed the door and burned down every page. But you held my face so gently when you said it wasn't working. Your eyes were wet, your voice was soft, you weren't even smirking. You said, I'll always love you, just not in the way we need. And somehow that compassion was the cruelest kind of seed. Why'd you have to be kind to? Why'd you have to leave the door halfway open, halfway closed, neither lost nor sure? Why'd you have to hold my hand and call me your dear friend? Why'd you have to be kind to when kindness is the never-ending end? Anger I can drink away, betrayal I can blame, but kindness in the leaving is a never-healing flame. You still text me on my birthday, you still like my sister's post, you still send condolences when I lose the people I love most. You're not a villain in my story, you're not someone I can curse. You're just someone who still cares for me, which somehow makes it worse. Because if you were awful, I could cauterize the wound. I could tell myself I'm better off, I could sing a different tune. But you're out there being decent, living kind and living true. And every act of kindness is a knife turning in you. Why'd you have to be kind to? Why'd you have to leave the door halfway open, halfway closed, neither lost nor sure? Why'd you have to hold my hand and call me your dear friend? Why'd you have to be kind to when kindness is a never-ending end? Anger I can drink away, betrayal I can blame, but kindness in the leaving is a never-healing flame. I saw you at the coffee shop, you smiled and waved me over. You asked about my mother, you said you'd found a four-leaf clover. You pressed it in my palm and said, I thought of you when I found this. And I held that tiny green leaf and felt the abyss of loving someone who still loves you but cannot be with you, of holding kindness like a shot of glass that's cutting through every defense, every wall, every carefully built lie. That I am over you, that I don't still wonder. Why'd you have to be kind to? Why'd you have to stay so good? Why'd you have to do exactly what a good man should? Why'd you have to leave me now with hatred but with grace? Why'd you have to let me down so gently from that high place? Anger I can drink away, betrayal I can blame, but kindness in the leaving is a never-healing flame. easier if you were cruel, if you lied and cheated, if you'd taken all the money and left me feeling cheated. But you held my face so gently and you wished me well and true, and that's the cruelest kindness. Why'd you have to be kind too? Why'd you have to be kind too? Now I can't even hate you, I can't even pretend you were the monster in the tale. You were just a woman who loved me and loved me and loved me, and then had to set me sail. Why'd you have to be kind too? The kindest, cruelest thing is a love that doesn't die, but also doesn't sing. I found one of your hair ties underneath the sink, a toothpaste cap left off again. It made me stop and think. I used to curse the clutter that you always left behind, the half-read books on every shelf. You drove me out my mind. Your coffee cup without a coaster stained the wood and grain. I'd wipe the counters clean inside and do it all again. Now the kitchen counter sparkles, not a single crumb remains, and the quiet is so perfect, it's driving me insane. 'Cause I wish you had stayed messy, I wish you left your mark, I wish the bed wasn't made so tight here in the dark. I used to beg for order, now I'm begging at the door, for a jacket on the banister, your shoes across the floor. I wish you hadn't cleaned up so neat when you walked away. I wish you had stayed messy, maybe then you would have stayed. The bathroom sink has no more fingerprints on the side, no drips of shaving cream you'd always promised to wipe dry. I fold the towels in perfect rows, I stack the magazines. I've never seen this place so clean, it's like a magazine, but a museum full of silence is still just a tomb, and I'm the only visitor who's waiting in the room. I finally got the quiet house I said I always wanted, but your echo's the only sound that this silence hasn't haunted. 'Cause I wish you had stayed messy, I wish you left your mark, I wish the bed wasn't made so tight here in the dark. I used to beg for order, now I'm begging at the door, for a jacket on the banister, your shoes across the floor. I wish you hadn't cleaned up so neat when you walked away. I wish you had stayed messy, strangers. Chaos was just us, and I'm standing in this stillness, learning how to cuss. I wish you had stayed messy. I wish you left your mark. I wish the bed wasn't made so tight here in the dark. I used to beg for order, now I'm begging at the door. For a jacket on the banister, your shoes across the floor. I wish you hadn't cleaned up so neat when you walked away. I wish you had stayed messy. Maybe then you would have stayed. Maybe then you would have stayed. Left a dish in the sink, a drawer pulled out halfway. I wish you had stayed messy. I wish you had stayed. It was raining on your windshield. We were parked outside your place. The wipers kept their rhythm. The fog hid both our faces. You said we should talk, but your eyes were looking past. I knew before you opened your mouth, this moment was our last. You leaned in slowly like you used to do before, but this kiss didn't want me, it was locking the door. I should have pulled away, should have saved myself the ache, but I drank you in completely. A poison, a mistake for the nectar of beginning, for the promise of a start. Now realizing I was tasting the goodbye inside your heart. I still feel the last kiss taste, bitter honey on my face, the way your lips had already left before they even touched mine. I still taste the last kiss now, the salt of tears, the silent vow that this was over, this was done, and I was the last one to find out. Last kiss taste won't wash away, lingers on my mouth every single day. You wiped your mouth when it was over, like you tasted something sour. I sat there frozen, counting down the final minute, final hour. You said you hoped I understood, said you hoped I'd be alright. Then you walked inside and didn't look back, disappeared into the light. I sat in that driveway until the rain stopped coming down, licking my lips, tasting you, the last kiss of a clown. I used to kiss you goodbye at the door, quick and sweet. You never knew the last one would taste so much like defeat. You never knew a mouth could lie so softly, so tenderly. Never knew a kiss could be a eulogy. I still feel the last kiss taste, bitter honey on my face, the way your lips had already left before they even touched mine. I still taste the last kiss now, the salt of tears, the silent vow that this was over, this was done, and I was the last one to find out. Last kiss taste won't wash away, lingers on my mouth every single day. I've brushed my teeth 100 times, scraped my tongue until it bled, but your last kiss is embedded in the cells beneath instead. I've kissed other people, tried to overwrite the stain, but their lips just taste like contrast to your last kiss of pain. I wonder if you ever think about it late at night, if you ever taste that moment and shudder at the bite, or if it faded quickly, just another kiss you gave, while I've been building monuments inside this oral grave. I still feel the last kiss taste, bitter honey on my face. The way your lips had already left before they even touched mine. I still taste the last kiss now, the salt of tears, the silent vow that this was over, this was done, and I was the last one to find out a last kiss taste won't wash away. It lingers on my mouth every single day. Last kiss taste, I chase it with whiskey, I chase it with wine, but nothing erases the last taste of mine. Your mouth on my mouth, saying goodbye. Your lips on my lips, the most beautiful lie. Last kiss taste, still on my tongue. The song left unsung, the bell left unrung. Last kiss taste, forever on me. The last thing you gave was the first thing I couldn't keep. Last kiss taste, I swallow it down. The sweetest, the saddest, the lost and the found. Last kiss taste, the only kiss now that lives on my lips, the permanent vow of how you left me and how I stayed, lost in the flavor of the last kiss you gave. 3 weeks since you whispered I can't do this anymore. 3 weeks since the front door clicked and locked the life we had before. I haven't moved your slippers from the spot beneath the stairs. I haven't told my mother, 'cause the words will choke my prayers. The morning comes too early now. I lie and watch the gray, pretending that I hear you in the shower down the hall. But the water pipes don't sing the way they did when you would stay, and the steam just fades to nothing, like a ghost against the wall. My pillow still is cold on the side where you would rest. My hand still reaches out at night to hold against your chest. The silence in this bedroom is a second skin of sorrow. I bargain with the darkness for a piece of your wash my tears. Every drop that I bestow on a pillow that is cold. 3 weeks since you whispered, 3 weeks since you walked out, but my hand still reaches over in the silence full of doubts. And the morning comes so gently, like it doesn't even know. And my pillow still is cold. She asks about you every Sunday when I call her on the phone. Are you still seeing that nice girl? And I just say she's not my own. I haven't told her that you left, haven't found the words to say. She was here for 3 whole years, and now she's 3 states away. My mother's getting older, her hands shake when she pours the tea. She always liked the sound of you, the way you'd smile at me. I showed her photographs, I told her stories, painted you in gold. And now I have to bury you in secrets left untold. You never met my mother, you never held her hand, you never sat at her kitchen table, never understood her then. You were supposed to meet her at Thanksgiving, we had it all planned out. Now you're just a name I never mention, a ghost I talk about. You never met my mother, and maybe that's the cruelest part. She would have loved you, she would have seen the goodness in your heart. I keep your photograph in my wallet, the one from that first year. Sometimes I take it out and show her, say this is someone I held dear. I don't say when, I don't say who, I don't say you're long gone. I just let her look at your face and say she's pretty, and I move on. She asked me last week, does she have a good soul? And I say yes she does. And I bit the inside of my cheek until the blood buzzed. Because you do have a good soul, you always did, you always will. And my mother would have seen it, and my mother would have loved you still. Teaching you her recipe for the bread she learned from her mother, the one with the secret spice. You were laughing at her story, she was saying this one's nice. I woke up with the taste of bread and sound of both your names, tangled in my blankets, tangled in the frames of a future that dissolved before it even got a start. You never met my mother, but you met her in my heart. You never met my mother, it's better that way, because then she wouldn't have to miss you too, wouldn't have to say I understand why you loved her. I see it in her face, and I wouldn't about you every Sunday when I call her on the phone. And every Sunday I lie and say I'm doing fine alone. But last week she said you don't talk about her anymore. Did something change? And I held the phone so tightly, felt the silence grow strange. And I said she had to leave, mama. She had to find her way. And my mother said, I'm sorry, son, I wish I'd met her one day. You never met my mother, and she never met you. But both of you are the same kind of kind, the kind that sees the truth. And both of you are the same kind of gone, in different distant ways. You never met my mother, and I miss you both, always. Our apartment faced the west side. We paid extra for the view. Every evening gold and crimson, painted walls in orange and blue. You call me from the kitchen, say come quick, it's starting now. And we stand there in the window, not talking, just about. The sky would bleed and burn and blaze, then slowly fade to gray. And you would lean your head against my chest and quietly say, tomorrow we'll watch it again. The show is never through. But tomorrow came and you were gone, and you took the sunset too. Took the sunset too. You took the colors from the sky. Now every evening's just a fading. I don't even try to catch the gold, to hold the red, to wait for purple hues. Because you were half the beauty, and you took the sunset. On the east side, where the morning sun is brilliant, but the evenings I can hide from the window that would face the west, from the memories that bleed, from the hour that you love the most, the one I still don't need. But yesterday my boss kept me late. I drove home at 7. The sky was doing what it did back in our old heaven. And I pulled the car over on the shoulder, just sat and watched it burn. And I realized I'd been avoiding this, afraid of what I'd learned. You took the sunset too. You took the colors from the sky. Now every evening's just a fading. I don't even try to catch the gold, to hold the red, to wait for purple. tenants love it. They watch it every evening too. And somewhere out there in a city that I'll never really know, you're watching the same sky I'm watching, the same golden show. And maybe you don't think of me, maybe you don't recall the way we used to stand there, not talking, giving our all. But I think of you every evening when the light begins to break. You took the sunset too, but the sunset's what I have left to take. We carved it in the oak tree down by Miller's Pond, summer of 19, when everything was golden and blonde. You used your pocket knife, handed it to me. I traced the heart you started, added my letter carefully. Said this would outlive us, said this would never fade. A permanent reminder of the promise that we made. I drove out there last Sunday, hadn't been in years. The pond was still the same color, the sky still held its tears. I ran my fingers over the bark, over the weathered wood, and there it was, still legible, still standing where it stood. Your initials still there, carved into the tree, and mine right next to it. The way it used to be, the heart around us faded, the bark has grown and scarred, but your J and I am still visible, still marred. The tree kept growing, the seasons came and went, but your initials still there, like a permanent cement. Your initials still there, and I don't know what it means. There's something we left behind, survived all our in-betweens. I thought about erasing it, taking out my own knife, scratching over your letter, starting a new life. But my hand wouldn't do it, couldn't make that cut. Somehow defacing your name felt like the final shut of a door I'm not ready to close completely yet. So I left it there in the bark, a permanent regret. I traced it with my thumb, felt the ridges and the grooves. 17-year-old us with nothing left to prove. We thought forever was a tree, thought love was just a carve. Didn't know that permanence was the first thing that would start. Your initials still there, carved into the tree, and mine right next to it. The way it used to be, the heart around us faded, the bark has grown and scarred, but your J and I am still visible, still marred. The tree kept growing, the seasons came and ever stood in the same spot, touching the same letters in the wood. I wondered if you smiled or if you felt the sting of a love that was supposed to be an eternal spring. I wondered if you brought her here, if you showed her what we made, or if that part of you was buried, if that memory has decayed. I wondered if your fingers traced the J the way mine traced the N, and if you ever think about the girl you were with then. Your initials still there, carved into the tree, and mine right next to it, the way it used to be. The heart around us faded, the bark has grown and scarred, but your J and mine still visible, still marked. The tree kept growing, the seasons came and went, but your initials still there, like a permanent cement. Your initials still there, and I don't know what it means. There's something we left behind, survived all our in-betweens. I drove home in the darkness, the highway lights blurred. Cried for 17-year-old me, cried for every word we carved into that old tree, believing we'd be true. And now that tree's the only thing that still believes in you. Your initials still there, mine right beside it. Your initials still there. God, I tried to hide it from my memory, from my heart, from this town I can't escape. But your initials still there, carved into the landscape. Your initials still there, and I guess it always will be a scar upon a living thing, a permanent memory. Your initials still there, and mine right next to yours. 2 letters on an oak tree, 2 hearts behind closed doors. Your initials still there, still there, still there, and so am I, still here, still here, under the same sky. Your initials still there, and I can't carve it out, because removing you from that tree is what love is all about. Leaving the mark, even when the mark is gone. Your initials still there, and I still carry on. I found it underneath the passenger seat, crumbled on the floor. The navy blue jacket with the broken zip, the one you always wore. I'd forgotten it was there through winter, spring, and summer rain. 3 seasons since you sat beside me, 3 seasons of pain. I pulled it out so carefully, like something holy, something blessed. Held it to my face and breathed, put it to the test. And there you were, so faintly there, you sent your skin, your hair, a time capsule of your body, a ghost still lingering there. Your jacket in my car, hanging on the passenger seat, a silent second rider that my lonely heart still grieves. I drive to work, I drive back passenger I have at the ending of the day. I thought about returning it, driving to your new address, walking up the path and leaving it a gesture of finesse. But what would be the point of that? You haven't asked for it, you haven't called, you haven't texted, not one single bit. And maybe you forgot you left it, maybe you don't even care. Maybe that jacket's just a thing you used to wear, but to me it's still a piece of you, the only piece I've kept. And I sleep with it on weekends when the loneliness has crept. Your jacket in my car, hanging on the passenger seat, a silent second rider that my lonely heart still agrees. I drive to work, I drive back home, I drive to nowhere slow, and your jacket rides beside me, the only place you go. Your jacket in my car, and I can't throw it away. It's the only passenger I had at the ending of the day. Last week I picked up a friend for dinner. She climbed into the car. She said, "Whose jacket's that?" and reached to move it to the back. And I grabbed her wrist too quickly, too desperate, too raw. Said, "Leave it there, please leave it there. That's not yours to touch or claw." She looked at me so strangely, like I'd grown a second head. And I realized in that moment just how broken I'd become. Instead of moving on, of letting go, of learning to be free, I'm still staying, you see, still waiting for you next to me. Your jacket in my car, and I think it will stay there until the fabric fades to white, until it's beyond repair, until the sleeves are threadbare and the collar turns to dust, until the scent of you is finally conquered by the rust of time and loss and letting go, of learning to survive. Your jacket in my car, the only way I keep you alive. I found it underneath the passenger seat, crumpled on the floor. The navy blue jacket with the broken zip, the one you always wore. And I put it back exactly where it's for all these years. The only passenger I have, the only one who hears. Your jacket in my car, riding shotgun through my life, a silent fabric witness to all my internal strife. Your jacket in my car, and when I finally learn to drive alone, I'll fold it gently, lay it down, and finally drive you home. I was standing in the grocery line a Thursday afternoon. Someone down the aisle let out a sound I recognized too soon. It wasn't you, I knew it wasn't. You're 3 states away, but my heart stopped its rhythm for a half beat anyway. I turned my head so fast I dropped the milk upon the floor. The stranger looked at me like I was crazy, wanting more. She laughed again, the same sweet pitch, the same familiar eyes. And I stood there drowning in the sound of someone else's eyes. I hear your laughing crowd sometimes in places you've never been, at coffee shops and bus stops and parties full of friends. It's never you, it's never you, but for a second it's the same. And I'm back in our kitchen, wasn't even you. At the movie theater last week, behind me in the dark, a girl giggled at the dialogue, a sweet and sudden spark. I missed the next 10 minutes, didn't hear a single line. Just the ghost of your amusement, just a memory of mine. I thought I was getting better, thought the phantom sounds would fade, thought time was supposed to dull the edges that you're leaving me. But your laugh is sewn into my bones, a frequency I keep, and every time I hear it in a crowd, I weep and weep and weep. I hear your laughing crowd sometimes in places you've never been, at coffee shops and bus stops and parties full of friends. It's never you, it's never you, but for a second it's the same. And I'm back in our kitchen, and I'm hearing your name. I read somewhere that memory lives not in the mind alone, but in the chest, the fingertips, the marrow of the bone. That grief rewires the nervous system, teaches nerves to fire at the slightest stimulus of what we most desire. So your laugh is not a memory, it's a reflex, it's a spasm, it's my body betraying my brain's careful enthusiasm for moving on, for letting go, for living in the now. My cells don't know you left me, and they won't learn. Somehow I hear your laughing crowd sometimes, and I don't turn around. I've learned to let the sound waves pass, to not let them drown. I stand still in the noise and let the echo fade to gray, a cheaper, thinner version of the one I can't replay. But still my chest remembers, still my breath forgets to move, and I'm still in love with someone else's stolen groove. I was standing in the grocery line a Thursday afternoon. Someone down the aisle let out a sound I recognized too soon, and I didn't turn this time. I held my card and stayed, but my heart whispered your name anyway. Your laughing crowds everywhere and nowhere, everywhere and nowhere, just like you. I deleted you from my contacts 340 days ago. Erased your name, your photo, every place you used to show. But last night I got drunk and my thumb knew just what to do. Typed in the digits without thinking, the way it always knew. It didn't even hesitate, didn't pause to ask me why. My muscle memory still loves you, even after all this time. I didn't press and I just stared at the screen. 10 little numbers, 17 weeks clean. But the calluses of loving you don't fade just because I choose. My fingers still remember what my heart refuses to lose. I still know your number by heart, even after tearing us apart, even after blocking every trace. Tried to override it with my mother's, with my best friend's line, with the pizza place, the pharmacy, with anyone but yours this time. But my phone keeps finding 555, keeps finding 231, like a homing pigeon searching for a home that's come undone. I changed my own number last September, started fresh and new, but the old one's still the only one my fingers ever knew. I don't even know my sister's by heart, I have to check my phone, but yours is etched in synaptic grooves I've never outgrown. What kind of brain keeps useless information locked away? What kind of heart still dials a number with nothing left to say? I still know your number by heart, even after tearing us apart, even after blocking every trace, even after changing my own space. 10 digits burning to my brain like the permanent marker. Summer rain, I can't forget your birthday, forget our anniversary, but your phone number still lives inside of me. I still know your number by heart. They say the brain prunes unused pathways, clears away the clutter, but yours remains a superhighway, and I'm still in the gutter, holding my phone in the dark, watching the cursor blink. 10 digits, I no longer have permission to sync. It's not that I wanna call you, I don't even know what I say. It's that my body memorized you and won't let you fade away. I can move to a new city, get a new name, start a new life, but my thumb will still find 555 even the afterlife. I still know your number by heart, even after tearing us apart, even after blocking every trace, even after changing my own space. 10 digits burning to my brain like the permanent mark of summer rain. I can't forget your birthday, forget our anniversary, but your phone number still lives inside of me. I still know your number by heart. Someday they'll find me, old and gray, my memory fading fast. I won't know my own address, I won't recall my past, I won't remember my first kiss, my childhood dog, my mother's face, but they'll ask me for a number and I'll recite it without grace. 555231, and then your 7 digits more, the last thing to abandon ship, the final love letter at the door. I still know your number by heart. I still know your number by heart. Your number by heart. Your number by heart. I still know your number by heart. I kept your photograph on the nightstand, the one from that summer trip. Your mid-laugh hair blown wild, your bottom lip caught between a joke I just told him and the punchline you already knew. I used to look at it every night, it was how I made it through. But something shifted in the frame, maybe in my eyes. The curve of your mouth looks different now, a different kind of guise. I used to see the joy we had, the love that made you bleed. Now I just see a stranger who forgot our shared dream. Your picture smiles wrong now, like it's hiding what you knew, that you were already leaving me while I was still in love with you. The angle's off, the light is false, the joy is painted on, a beautiful deception of a feeling that was gone. Your picture smiles wrong now, and I don't know when it changed, or if I just finally allowed myself to see the range. I showed it to my sister, asked her, what do you see? She said, a happy woman, that's how it's always been to me. I said, look closer at her eyes, don't they seem far away? She said, I think you're reading things that aren't there, but okay. Maybe she's right, maybe I'm projecting all my grief. Maybe the smile never changed, maybe I just need relief from the torture of believing that you meant it when you smiled, that I wasn't just a chapter in a book you reconciled. Your picture smiles wrong now, like it's hiding what you knew, that you were already leaving me while I was still in love with you. The angle's off, the light is false, the joy is painted on, a beautiful deception of a feeling that was gone. Your picture smiles wrong now, and I don't know when it changed, or if I just finally allowed myself to see the range. I took the photograph down last night, held it in my hand, tried to remember who I was when we were still a band. I traced your face with my fingertip, the glass was cold and smooth, and I wondered if you ever think about the way you used to move through my life, like water, like air, like something I could breathe. I wondered if your smile now is everything you wanted it to be. I hope it is, I hope you're free, I hope the joy is real, I hope the woman in this photograph has finally learned to feel. Your picture smells wrong now, but maybe it always did. Maybe I was saying what I needed, keeping truth hid behind the glass and silver frame, behind the summer light. Maybe I was the one who smiled wrong, holding on so tight. Your picture smiles wrong now, but I think it's smiling right for the woman you became, not the one I kept in spite. I kept your photograph on the nightstand for 3 years and 7 months, but tonight I placed it in a drawer, face down, all at once. Not to forget you, not to bury what we had, but because your smile shouldn't be a museum of what's sad. Your picture smiles wrong now, but it smiles right for you, and I am learning to let go of the version that I knew. Your picture smiles wrong now, but maybe wrong was always right, and I was just too busy loving you to see the fading light. The coffee pot is mocking me, I only fill it halfway. The mirror in the hallway still expects you every day. I caught myself just standing in the doorway of the guest room. Then remember with sickness, there's no you to assume. The sheets don't hold the shape of you the way they used to do. The pillow in the center still is dented, that's the truth. I washed it twice last Sunday, tried to fluff it back to new. But the hollow is a canyon and it's stretching right on through. I'm still sleeping on my side, the line I swore I'd never cross. But the middle is an ocean and the blankets feel so lost. I reach out in the darkness where your body used to bend, and my hand just finds the cold space of your side of the bed. The nightstand has your bookmark in a book I'll never read. A charging cable tangled in a language that has bled. Your scent is growing fainter, but I swear some nights it stays. A ghost of something lovely in the faded fraying plates. I turned off your notification sound so I could breathe. But the silence is a second heart that never learned to leave. And the clock beside the window keeps the hours sharp and slow, counting all the empty spaces that I used to call you home. I'm still sleeping on my side, the line I swore I'd never cross. But the middle is an ocean and the blankets feel so lost. I reach out in the darkness where your body used to bend, and my hand just finds the cold space of your side of the bed. The neighbors heard me talking, they must think I've lost my mind. I'm having conversations with the space you left behind. I say the dog still waits for you, and spring came late this year. And I'm sorry that I let you go, and no one hears me here. So I'll keep sleeping on my side, defending empty land, a border guard for a country with no heartbeat, no hands. I traced the seam 1,000 times, the line that never ends. This geography of lonely, this empire of what was. The mattress leans a little now, the weight uneven spread. Just one body trying hard to fill your side of the bed. The coffee pot is mocking me, I only fill it halfway. And the pillow in the center still remembers how you lay. Left cushion still has a dip where you used to sit. Every night at 10 o'clock, you'll show your favorite bit. I fluff it every morning, smooth it out with my hand, but by evening it's caved in again. Sinking sand, the TV remote sits alone on the arm where you leave it. I don't change the channel, I don't wanna believe it. I bought a new blanket, I rearranged the room. Thought if I moved the furniture I'd escape the gloom, but your spot on the couch just stares at me all day. Empty but still heavy like the words you didn't say. It's just a spot on the couch, just a worn out place, but it holds a ghost of you. The shape of your face, the way you curl your legs under the way you steal the throw, the way you fall asleep there when the nights got slow. I can't sit in that space, it still feels like yours, so I sit on the floor and lean against the doors. Your spot on the couch stays empty and still, the only thing I have left to fill. Sometimes I catch myself saving it for you, leaving that cushion empty when friends come through. They ask why I'm sitting on the floor on the hardwood. I just say I like it, say it feels good, but really I'm waiting like a dog by the gate for you to walk in at 10 o'clock, for you to be late. I know you're not coming, I know you found a new town, a new couch, new cushion, someone else to lay down, but my body still believes what my mind knows isn't true, because every night at 10 o'clock I'm still saving room for you. It's just a spot on the couch, just a worn out place, but it holds the ghost of you. The shape of your face, the way you curl your legs under the way you steal the throw, the way you fall asleep there when the nights got slow. I can't sit in that space, it still feels like yours, so I sit on the floor and lean against the doors. Your spot on the couch stays empty and still, the only thing of you I have left to fill. The movers came and took your desk, your dresser, your chair. They loaded up the truck and drove off with all our years to spare. I watched them wrap your books in paper, box your coffee mugs. I signed the inventory list with hands that had no shrugs, but when they asked about the couch, I said it stays with me. They looked confused but didn't push, they just let it be. How do I explain that the left cushion still carries your weight? Some things aren't furniture, they're more like fate. It's just a spot on the couch, but it's everything I've got. A divot in the fabric, a permanent knot. The springs remember your weight, the pillows know your head, and I'm still here at 10 o'clock wishing you weren't dead to me. I can't sit in that space, it still feels like yours, so I'll stay on the floor and lean against the doors. Your spot on the couch stays empty and still, the only piece I have is that space you left to fill. The left cushion still has a dip where you used to sit. I run my hand across it now, a slow and quiet fit. I don't fluff it anymore, don't try to smooth it out. It's the only proof I have left of what love was about. Your spot on the couch, your spot in my heart. I guess some dips just stay even after you depart. You're a spot on the couch, I'll never sit there. You're a spot on the couch, my permanent prayer. My voicemail inbox is full, it tells me every time. Delete all messages, make space, commit a minor crime. But there's one from 2020, 3 years, 4 months, 2 days, that I highlight and I save again in permanent relay. It's nothing special, just you saying, hey, I'm on my way. Picked up your favorite takeout, should be home by 10:23. You stumbled on the time, said maybe 10:15, and then you laughed and hung up fast, forgot to say goodbye. The most ordinary moment, the one I sanctify. Your voicemail saved, your voicemail saved, the only recording of you that I own, the only way, the sound that still can reach me from the person that you were before the distance grew between us, before the blur of years in silence and the woman you became. Your voicemail saved, and I still play it, still whisper your name. I know it by heart now, every pause, every breath, the background sound of traffic, the witness to your death, not your death, but our death, the ending of the other side. Memorize the cadence, the rhythm, the luscious way you said my name throughout the middle vowel. The voicemail is a coffin, and I'm the grieving spouse. My friends say delete it, it's not healthy, let them go, but they don't understand that this is all I have to show. The 3 years of loving you for promises were made, just 60 seconds of your voice that never will degrade. Unless I hit that red circle, unless I press confirm, and I'd rather lose my hearing than watch that waveform squirm. Your voicemail saved, your voicemail saved, the only recording of you that I own, the only wave of sound that still can reach me from the person that you were before the distance grew between us, before the blur of years in silence and the woman you became. Your voicemail saved, and I still play it, still whisper your name. Last week the phone company updated, changed the software overnight, and when I woke up, your message was nowhere in sight. I panic sweated, scrolled and searched my heart, frantic drum. I thought I lost you, finally thought the end had finally come, but I found you in the archive files, buried in the clouds, a little waveform waiting there. Your voice still strong and proud, and I realized then that I will never let you go until the server shut down and the digital earth is cold. Your voicemail saved, and I will save it until I die. A 60-second monument to the love that we let slide. You don't even know it exists, you don't know that I keep this tiny audio relic while you're probably asleep in someone else's bed, in someone else's town. But your voice lives in my pocket, and I'll never let it drown. still behave like you're still mine, like you're still coming, like you haven't gone away. Your voicemail safe, and I play it every day.